What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today we're starting a brand new dynasty, this time in NCAA Football '07. I had to start a new one because my last dynasty with Louisiana Monroe in the '06 Next mod glitched out on me. You can watch the last video of that series towards the end. You'll see kind of what happened there, and it kind of forced me to move on. So I want to start fresh. I wanted to take a break from '06 just for a little while, and I just want to do something a little bit different, but I still want to stick to NCAA football. That's just where my heart is at. And we're going to play some '07. Now, we're going to start off with Idaho. This may be a true Idaho dynasty. I would like to turn them into a superpower, get promoted to a bigger conference, all that jazz. Hopefully we can do that. We'll see if that happens. Now, as you can see, we are currently a one-star prestige team and a one-star coach prestige. So we are starting at the very bottom. This is definitely going to be quite the rebuild, but it should be a lot of fun. I want to show you my coach. It's the same garb I always stick with. My name, I always go with the blonde mullet. I think that looks really slick. Now, as you can tell, all of our colors are yellows and browns and such. Not the prettiest of colors, but hey, that's okay. It still looks okay. And we done the UCF Dynasty years ago, and I enjoyed that as well. And that had similar colors. So let's go over to the strategy and let's talk about what we're going to do. As you can see in the overlay at the bottom of the screen, I'm going to stick with the run and shoot. Now, here's the thing with '07. They have way more detailed playbooks. You're going to see a lot more run and shoot real concepts. We're going to talk about that towards the end of the video. But this is the offensive strategy. I'm going to go playbook Hawaii. And, of course, this is for simulation purposes, but we are going to do Hawaii playbook and spread offense. We're going to pass a whole lot. Now, when I was doing Louisiana Monroe, I was implementing a quarterback run game like really, really hard. I really want to start throwing the ball around. Everybody knows that's like my favorite thing to do is just to pass the ball and attack coverages. I really want to do some old school run and shoot. We're talking true June Jones type stuff, and maybe even some under center old school. We're talking like original run and shoot. This playbook has every bit of it. The rest of this is simulation purposes. Doesn't really matter. I want to go to defense. I want to go to the 4-3. It's been a while since I played this game, and I just want to go back to my favorite defensive style, which is the 4-3. And of course, all this is simulation purposes. We're not going to sim any games. CPU assistance. I have to turn recruiting assistance off and discipline assistance. I want full control over every bit of that. We can look at a report card. Congratulations on being appointed the new head coach at Idaho. Now, I can go ahead and tell you, anybody who keeps up with college football, Idaho has like no tradition whatsoever, like nothing. Hopefully, I can be the first one to turn them into something special. And we can look at our contract info. Pretty simple. Have a winning season, receive a bowl bid. Hopefully, we can accomplish that in the first 3 seasons of the contract. Let's go and start off with preseason options. Let's go up here. And I've already set up my schedule. Let's start off. We got a 12-game schedule. Week 1 out of the gate, we're going to take on Florida Atlantic at home. I don't know if that's considered a warm-up. I think we got about as much talent as they do. But we're going to head straight into 2 really tough road games. We're going to get these ranked games out of the way. I wanted to put in 2. I want to have a goal. Now, we are in the WAC, so I can only have so many non-conference games on my schedule. But we're definitely going to have 2 ranked games every single season up until hopefully I can get promoted into like the Pac-10 or maybe even the Big 12. But we're going to head 2 Penn State, and we're going to head 2 Cal. Both of them are in the top 15. I want to take on a California school of some sort because we're going to have to recruit California a little bit. If you know your U.S. geography and how close we are to some states, we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But then we're going to head right to our conference schedule at Utah State, New Mexico State, at Louisiana Tech, Boise State, at Hawaii, Nevada, Eastern Michigan. That is a non-conference game. I put that in there for recruiting purposes. At Fresno State, and we're going to end it with San Jose State. Now, we got to remember, this is default vanilla '07. The rosters are named. I got that stuff built in and everything. But this isn't mod whatsoever. This is as vanilla as it gets. So just kind of keep that in mind when you kind of look at some of this stuff. So let's look at our roster. We're going to look at it via redshirt players, and I'll try not to forget to go through the depth chart after this. So let's start off with quarterback. Our starting quarterback is going to be Steven Wickman. When it comes to redshirting, we got a true freshman, Nathan Enderle. I assume that's how you say his last name. Hopefully we can get through the entire season with Wickman. He's a senior, and we got a freshman behind him and a sophomore. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, I don't know if anybody noticed, we got 62 on the roster. We got 19 seniors. Needless to say, recruiting will be a priority for the next 2 to 3 years at least. We just have a lot of old dudes on our roster, and our redshirting is going to reflect some of this. So let's go on to halfback. Now, we got two halfbacks, Jason Bird and Brian Flowers. Now, it doesn't show right here, but he is an impact player. But Bird and Flowers, they're going to more or less split carries. But we're going to have a couple of redshirted guys down here. Might as well. They're not going to see the field. So I'm going to go ahead and just redshirt those guys. All these guys should come back unless we really run the ball well with one of these two guys, and they may go pro early. We'll see. Fullback, I could have redshirted this guy. Now, this is the run and shoot. We're going 4 wide. I still have that in me that I want to run this scheme. I can redshirt this dude. Now, this guy can actually play some halfback for me if I want to. He looks like a true superback, and that's the type of player I'm going to recruit at halfback. But he's just not going to see the field a whole lot because of these two guys. But I'm going to keep him active just in case, like, Flowers goes down or Bird goes down. If that's the case, I could put Lumbala in at halfback, and he could help us out because you go over here, he's got 76 carry, which ain't bad at all for a fullback. And he's really big, too. He just really fits what I'm looking for. Unfortunately, again, we already got some halfbacks, which is a good problem to have. Let's look at the receivers. We're going to have 4 wide the entire time. 80, 78, 76, 72, and so on and so forth. We got a bunch of bodies. That's good. We just don't have a great-looking group. But they're okay. I think they're serviceable. We just got to get them the ball. But we're going to redshirt a couple of guys down here. Lee Smith, a sophomore, and Flip Klefter. That's the name of the day for sure. We're going to redshirt him. Tight end, these guys will hardly ever see the field unless I go goal line or something. I may use gun tight and put these guys in around goal line. We'll just kind of figure that out as we go. I'm going to redshirt the guy at the very bottom. He's the only one we can redshirt, just to have another guy there instead of a walk-on down the road. Tackle, we can't redshirt anybody. Guard, the same. Center, we can't redshirt this guy. We got to have 2 active at all times. Defensive end, I'm going to redshirt Josh Shaw, but we got decent bodies above him. I always need 4 active at defensive end. I'm running a 4-3. I prefer to have 4 active defensive tackles. A lot of times the front line guys tend to get shifted out all the time just due to their, not injuries, but their stamina, I should say. They just get tired pretty easily. But we are going to redshirt John Dominguez, another great name. But we're going to redshirt him because he's just not much better or worse than these other ones. And besides, he's really little for that position. So I think we can get by with the other guys. But again, it's kind of a tough position to, in terms of talent. Linebacker, okay, but we don't have anybody to redshirt here. Middle linebacker, this is a problem, and I need to go ahead and do some recruiting notes and such. We're going to go through that in here in a little bit. I actually need to write this down once we go through these. I'll just do that here in a minute. Cornerback, just kind of average dudes, but we need all of them. Because our linebacker group is not all that great. We got a bunch of guys in the 60s. We got one decent linebacker. This means I'm going to try to be playing a lot of nickel. I'm actually maybe playing some dime, and I'll show you why here shortly. Free safety, we're going to redshirt this backup. He's a senior. I normally don't redshirt seniors, but this guy's going to be gone, and I just need somebody there just in case we can't find a good one in recruiting in the offseason. Strong safety, I am not going to redshirt DJ Dykes. I can. Butler's going to come back next year anyways, but Dykes is actually going to start fresh as strong safety, and Butler's going to move the corner, and we're going to look at that in the depth chart. Kicker, we got an amazing kicker. He is an impact guy, but he's a senior. We're going to have to replace him, and we only got one punter, and he's awful. The other impact guy is Charles Campbell. Oh, it shows it right there. There we go. Yes, he's the other impact guy. So we got 3 impact players, as you can see. So let's go back over. We're going to quickly go through these, and I need help everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and just put down quarterback. I'm not even going to put down the number. I'm going to hopefully pass a ton to where we're going to attract a lot of good quarterbacks. That's my hope. Maybe I don't need to recruit quarterbacks in the regular season, but I still need to mark that down. Halfback, unless we find a super back, I'm not going to bother. Receiver, I'm going to go ahead and put that down, but that may be a similar situation to quarterback. Tight end, I'm not worried about it. Offensive line, tackles, this is bad. We got one pretty good one, and the rest of them are not very good at all. We'll definitely put tackle down. Guards the same way. As you can tell, none of these guys look all that great. Center, I'm going to go ahead and just put it down. We could go defensive end. We got a senior and a junior and another junior. I mean, I can go ahead and put this down again. We'll just see. Defensive tackle. We need some help here. We need some bigger bodies. We need help everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and put down OLB. We definitely got to put down middle linebacker. I'm going to put a little star beside a couple of these I know we need. Let's go corner. We need just more bodies. We got a bunch of upperclassmen. I'll go ahead and put that down. CB. Free safety. We'll probably need another one as well, just a better one. And strong safety, we're kind of going to be okay for a couple of years, so I'm not really going to put that down. Kicker, we definitely need somebody. I don't think we can recruit kickers in regular season. We're about to find out. Punter, we definitely need one as well. So let's go over to our depth chart, and I'll kind of show you who is where. Let's go over to rosters. Let's go to rosters again, and let's go to depth chart. Depth chart. Stephen Wickman, starting quarterback, big old kid. Hopefully he could just sling it around this year and stay healthy. If he can't, the Royal will have to probably burn that red shirt off of Enderley because he's got a pretty decent arm. You come over here and look at their arm power and accuracy. 85 and 86, then 85 and 82, which actually ain't bad for that sophomore. He actually, who's got the better arm, him or Enderley? Either way, this kid's 2 years older. But we're going to be fine here as long as Wickman doesn't get hurt. But you look at a halfback, I'm going to put Flowers over Bird, but we're probably going to split their carries a little bit. We'll just kind of see how that goes, because technically Bird's the more talented player of the two. Fullback, don't have to worry about it. Wide receiver, so here's what we're going to do. We need two tall guys on the outside. We're going to have Desmond and Belton on the left side. We're going to have Matt Askew on the right. 6'4", 6'3", and I'm actually probably going to switch these two. Let me go ahead and change these two while I'm here. So we're probably going to put Askew on the left. He tends to get more touches than the Z receiver. Now, our best receiver is this kid right here, Wendell Octave, however you want to say that. 80 overall, 91 speed. I need some burners on the inside, and there is the little kid, the little sophomore, 5'8", 170. I'm going to have him play the other slot. I want some speed in that slot position. So we'll see if he can handle it or not. And then we got backups behind him. But we got a decent little group of receivers. Not bad to start off with. Tight end, I'm not really worried about it, but it's pretty much the best players are playing. Offensive line, pretty simple. The best players will play. Vanderpool, you got Tadvik, you got Corby, you got right guard Shaw, and right tackle, you got Chris Anderson. Defensive end, nothing really crazy here. I got the best guys pretty much starting at the top. You got defensive tackle, pretty much in order way it should be. I almost debated to put Marvin Jones at the number 2 spot just because he's so much bigger and stronger than Davis. But Davis is actually a better player. We'll just see how well Davis can handle that. If he can't handle that, I may have to move Jones up. We'll just see. Linebackers, it's a struggle. We really need some help here. But we got Bousman, Williams, and our one really good one, Robert Davis, and he's only a 78 overall. That's why we're going to probably play some nickel and dime to help us out a little bit. Franks, Butler, I'm going to put Martin. He's technically my best corner. I'm going to put him at nickel. And he's actually going, I think, going to play some special teams as well. We're going to check that here in a minute. Free safety, pretty simple here. We're going to put Foley right there. And I need to switch this. I completely messed that up. So Jones is going to be playing over Foley. Yes, so this is correct. We got Jones right there. And strong safety, we're going to have DJ Dykes start. And Butler is going to be our number 2 corner. Look how big that corner is going to be. He's a strong safety, but we're going to put him there. I needed some height on the outside at least a little bit. And we'll just see how well that goes. And he's got decent awareness, too, compared to this guy. Either way, a lot of those guys are going to be playing. Kicker, pretty simple. We got one of the best ones in the country. We're going to try to use him. Hopefully we can get a bunch of field goals, along with some extra points. And he's all going to be our starting punter as well. He's also going to be doing our kickoffs, I'm pretty sure. But let's look at the kick returners. Tracy Ford, he's our number 4 receiver, our right slot player. He's going to be doing kickoff returns along with Jason Martin, the cornerback. And then we got Octavie behind him. So Ford, Martin, Octavie for a punt return as well. Kickoff starter, yes, Barrow. And I always like to put my backup center in for long snapper. We're going to check out the captains. Let's go over to all, and we'll go sort by awareness. Left tackle, Nate Vanderpool is our offensive captain, and Ryan Davis is our defensive captain. It always goes to the one with the highest awareness, and I think by seniority as well. Let's go to program standards. So it's a little below half. That's okay. We got plenty of points to play with, so if we could get a couple of guys in trouble, maybe we can lower this down as much as possible so we don't have to dump as many points into that in the off season. What do we got next? Let's go over to the magazine. Let's go to preseason polls. Now remember, this is the year 2006. This is NCAA 07, not 06. So we got Ohio State, Texas, Notre Dame, USC, LSU, Florida, Auburn, Oklahoma, West Virginia. That's the old Pat White days. And then we got Louisville, Brian Brom. That's when the Big East was a lot of fun. And if you sort this, we should be somewhere. We are 105th in the country. But if you go by overall, I think we're what? About in the same spot? Yeah, we're pretty much in the same spot. Either way, we're really bad. Let's just put it that way. Heisman Watch, we'll check that out. Brady Quinn on the list. Then we got Adrian Peterson, Oklahoma. Then we got Troy Smith, if I'm not mistaken. He won it that year. Then we got Chris Leak, the senior from Florida. They got him as a lefty somehow. No, I think that's just a picture itself. Then we got Brian Brom on the list. So we'll see what happens with all that. Maybe we can really get our passing game to explode and just dominate. Maybe we can get Wickman on this list. That'd be pretty neat. Let's go to preseason All-Americans. I'm going to quickly go through these. I'm pretty sure we will not have anybody on any of these lists, at least on the All-American side at least. But you can go through and just kind of see who is all here. A lot of these names are going to be familiar to you if you just kind of remember what happened, 17 years ago or so. Let's go over to the All-WAC team. First team, do we got anybody on here? Fingers crossed. Yes, we do. Our kicker. Hopefully that will change. Notice we got a lot of Boise State players on this list. Hawaii, more Boise State. Like half of Boise State's team is on that list. Second team. Do we have anybody here? Maybe one. Our returner, Brian Flowers, but we don't have him returning. We're going to have him start at halfback. Let's go to Conference Outlook. You go to the WAC. Ooh, they actually got us 7th. I'm surprised. So San Jose State, that's right. They're pretty awful as well. I didn't want to pick a California team. I just didn't want to do that. I wanted a little tougher recruiting situation, and Idaho is definitely a tougher situation. Then we got New Mexico State at the very bottom. They were on the air raid. I'm pretty sure Hal Mummy was still there by then, but we are still just incredibly bad. Toughest places to play. We could check this. Top 25. The Kibi Dome will never be on this list. I'm pretty sure it won't. Maybe it will. Who knows? Let's go to in-season recruiting. I've written down my little list. Now, forgive me. It's been a while since I played 07. I'm trying to see what has changed. We still got 12 available scholarships, so that hasn't changed. Let's go through these positions. I think... Nope. The kickers and the punters are still not on there. Just wanted to make sure... So not a whole lot has changed on the in-season recruiting front, which is fine. I just wanted to make sure. Let's look at our pipelines. I need to write these down. Let's go through all these and see what we got. California is a pipeline. I expected that. We're going to have to keep it as such. Let's see what else we have. Idaho, definitely. We'll go here. And let's keep going. Washington and Oregon are really close to us. Let's keep on going. We'll find a couple more, maybe. Oregon is a pipeline. We definitely have to keep it. But notice, there's just not a lot of talent that comes out of Oregon. Let's keep on going. Washington is definitely a pipeline. It should be, and there it is. Washington has to be a priority for us. At least it produces some talent, as you can see by that bar. There's some decent amount of players right there. And that is it. I almost want to recruit Canada. We're really close to Canada, so I may recruit some Canadian kids. But if you ever look at the map of the U.S., Idaho is stuck between Montana, Washington, and Oregon. And I think Nevada right below us as well. It's tough territory. The closest really good state with talent, I guess, is California. We're going to have to rely on Washington as well. So I'm going to keep it local as best I can just because we can save points that way. So let's start off with our state first. I always want to start off with the home state. And we got 3 guys. Outside linebacker. Now, here's my recruiting rules. I'll probably just do 3-star and below until we get to that 3-star level, then I can move up. So this 4-star kid, should I go after him? I mean, is it fair for me to do so? I'm not going to do that. That doesn't seem very realistic. I mean, he's a 4-star kid. He's probably going to go to USC or something. We got a fullback that's a 4-star. That's a waste. We don't need him. But we got a 3-star tackle. We'll definitely go after him. 6'3", 304. Awareness is good enough, so we're going to go after him. Let's go to Oregon. That's a quick one. There's only like a few guys we can look at here. We'll go to Oregon. A halfback, a 4-star, 3 in the throw. Okay, we got a free safety, 4.52. Really smart. I really want to try to get some smart players. Let's go after this kid. And we got a wide receiver, runs a 4.48. I think it's worth at least taking a chance on this kid, so let's go and put one on him. So we'll go after those two. We're down to 9 scholarships left. I'm going to go to Washington, and let's go through each position here. 4-star. Here's a 3-star kid. He's a speedster. I'm not going to go after him. Again, I want to stick with the pocket passer. I want to force myself to throw a lot. We're still going to run the ball. We're going to hand the ball off to our halfbacks, but I'm going to try to keep this as old school run and shoot as I can. So I'm going to skip him. We got a 3-star halfback here. I need a bigger, well, he's actually got some decent size. 215, 570 on the squat. We got a lot of bodies coming back and halfbacks. So this isn't a big need. So let's keep on going. Fullback, I'm not going to bother. Wide receiver, 4-star kids, tight end, I'm not going to bother. Here's another 3-star tackle. 6'4", 280, 655 on the squat. Pretty smart. Let's go ahead and go after him. No guard, no center, defensive tackle, linebacker, middle linebacker, 4-star. I'm not going to do it. Corner, 3-star. I need somebody with some smarts and C+. He's too short. He's got some speed to him. I may come back to him later if we got one more spot to fill. But let's keep going. No free safety, no strong safety. So now what we need to do is probably go to California for the rest of these, more than likely. Oh, let's go to Canada first. Let's try to make Canada a priority. Let me just start from here. So 4, 4, 4. Okay, we got a couple 3-stars. Here's another free safety, but he's not really smart. Now here's an outside linebacker, 4.65. C+ awareness is okay, but I like his speed, and we need help at outside linebacker. I am going to go ahead, and we'll go after him. He's from Barrie, Canada. If anybody knows where that is at, I have no clue. Now let's go to California. And then let's see if we can really get some players here. Couple 3-star kids. Who knows if they can throw or not. I can try one of them. I don't know if it's worth it. I really think we're going to throw the ball a ton this year. And we're going to be able to attract some quarterbacks. I think I'm going to skip that for now. Same with halfbacks. We got several 3-stars. Did we find one that really fits the mold? I need somebody who's strong and big. This kid is kind of close. 570 on the squat, 360. He's the strongest of the bunch. I don't need a ton of speed here. I just need somebody who can break a tackle. I need a true super back. And it looks like he's probably the best looking one of the bunch. We can go ahead and try that one for now. Fullback, I don't care. Wide receiver, more 3-stars. This, again, another situation like the quarterback ordeal. Do I need to bother with this? 4.35, 6'1", 209, 6'4", 183. He could be a good outside guy. This guy looks really strong. And he's fast. If he could catch it all, he would be a great addition. But we don't need somebody that strong. We need somebody who can just go and catch balls and stuff. Because these guys aren't going to block a ton for us, per se. I may just skip that for now, again, because I think we're going to be able to attract a lot of receivers later on. 4-star tackle, I'm not going to bother. Okay, here's a couple of guards. Here's a smart one, 300-pounder. This guy's 328. He's even stronger. But we're going to pass more than throw. So I need some smarter dudes for pass blocking purposes. I'm going to go after Tim Cox. Center, a bunch of centers. Let's see, we got a couple of centers. I got to go with the one who's the smartest. So this guy's obvious, Adam Collins. That's for high snaps. The better the awareness, the lower the high snaps, supposedly. So am I going to do the middle linebacker thing or not? I don't know if it's in yes, I actually think it's in 07, if I'm not mistaken. I can still recruit true defensive ends, but this is a 4-star. This guy's too slow for me, so we can keep going. Defensive tackles. Here's a 3-star kid, 6 feet, 295. I may go after him. I'm okay with that. I don't need my defensive tackles to be the smartest in the world. I need my linebackers to be like this kid right here could work, okay. I wish he was a little bit faster. I may skip over him. Middle linebacker, we need help here in the worst way. This kid right here, we definitely need to go after. Edward Riley, 4'6", but he's B awareness. Corner, a couple 3-star kids. Here's a 6-foot guy. Now, I think there's not as many super tall receivers and corners in this game as there are in 06, so I need to keep that in mind. Both of these guys look the part. I'm going to go ahead and do this one for now. Free safety, strong safety. We're kind of okay at strong safety, and this guy's not the smartest. I think I may go ahead and probably put it on this guy as well. Let's just go ahead and do that. I think I'm okay with that. Now, you can kind of look and see our defense is much worse than our offense. We got more C pluses on the offensive side of the ball than we do on this side. We only got 1 C plus at defensive end. We got a bunch of C minuses. We do get 1 B minus at strong safety, but I'm definitely going to try to go after both sides of the ball in the recruiting side of things. So we are done with recruiting. I'm going to go ahead and save this thing. Let's just go ahead and do that now while we're here. We'll put this on this one. And we're going to go to practice mode, and we got to show you a couple things before we head on out. The cool thing with 07, another nice little feature, is you can go into practice mode in the Dynasty, so you can practice with your current team, which is really nice. Let's just go there, and let's see what it goes to. Yes, I want every bit of that, okay? So let's go into practice mode. You're going to see plenty of the QB Dome once we head into actual games and such. And the QB Dome looks really close to this. Now, here is our playbook. Now, one of the cool things about using a team playbook in 07 is formation subs. Yes, you could create your own custom playbook, but if you use a default one, you can use formation subs. If you create a custom, you cannot. Having said that, this is the Hawaii run and shoot playbook. Ace spread, ace 4 wide receiver trips, and then we're heading straight into the gun. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use a whole lot of under center, but it's here if I need it. We'll just see if I want to use some old school or not. I definitely have some of that. So when you go to like the ace spread, let's look at a couple of things that I may end up using. Drive would be one. Switch would be one. Let's see. Fake toss, cross. Cross probably because of the slot fades right there. Angle, split end drag would be another one more than likely. You go over the ace 4 wide receiver trips. We're going to probably use levels. Let's see what else. Curl rate. Everybody knows the curl is a lot better in this game than it is in 06. So I will definitely use some curl flats from time to time. Just want to make sure I'm not going to. Inside switch. We'll definitely use that. That one, curl flat as well. Gambler. We'll definitely be using this one. And twin outs. Pretty much a stick concept for the most part. Now we're going to head into, we got gun bunch, gun tight, flanker close. Then we got spread, spread flex, double flex, flip trips FF week. Then we got a 5 wide set. So we got a lot of 4 wide sets with 1 5 wide at the end. The 2 big ones I want to focus on is gun spread and trips halfback week. These are the 2 formations that has the bulk of the real run and shoot concept. So let's go to gun spread and let's look at a couple of these. So there's that split end drag. We saw that from ace spread. Then we got wheelie smash. We're going to do some of this. Let's go ahead and just practice a little bit. We'll go over here. So wheelie smash. We got the wheel route over the top. So you got your switch concept on one side and smash on the other. So I'm really excited about using this one. That's intercepted. Oh, man, we almost got it caught. So I'm really excited to use that. That's just real run and shoot-ish. Switch, we'll definitely use this one. 416 flat, more than likely. Curls, possibly. Flood, maybe. We'll see. Slot seams, definitely we'll be using that one. Definitely be using drive. Probably using post drag. We'll see. Inside hook, maybe. I like that combo. I just don't think I've ever seen that before. I like the look of it. Slot wheels, definitely. And wheelie curl, that looks very familiar to what we was using in my last Dynasty. Except this time it has a different curl route on the other end. Let's go ahead and do something like this. But you can definitely hit this curl. We'll definitely be using that whenever we need it. Let's keep on going. Am I missing anything? I think that is it out of gun spread. Let me just make sure. Turn in, possibly. Wide receiver, middle screen. I'll definitely want to try to throw that in as a screenplay. And here's the thing about these plays. Notice the big thing here. Look at switch. My halfback is blocking. Willie smash. My halfback is blocking. 416 flat. Look right there. Then you have, there was another one. Post drag, drive, inside hook. All of the slot wheels. All of Willie curl. All of these are real run and shoot where you pretty much have 6-man protection the whole time. That's why I really want to focus on having a halfback that just really blocks and runs for me instead of him going air raid and just throwing to him all the time. I really want to go true run and shoot if I can. Let's go to gun, trips, halfback weak. Levels, look at there. Look at the halfback. Look what he's doing there. Then you got slide. True slide is in this thing. Really excited to try to use this. Looks like they're going man on this one. We could try to go over the top. Going to pick up a touchdown there. We got some good options here. You could do slide protections. I'll definitely have to be using this at times. We'll go to that flag route. Going to be a whole lot of fun using some of these real run and shoot concepts. So, and again, look at the halfback. He's blocking for me. Then you got curl flat. Same thing. We may do a little play action. Maybe off turnovers. We'll see. Slot cross looks pretty good. That could be a good third down play. Gambler, look at there. Same thing. Inside switch. I'll probably use this maybe around in the red zone, possibly. Shallow cross, maybe. Memphis, possibly. I like that combo of the post. Little Mills concept on one end and the comeback on the other. Slants, very possible. Twin outs. I love this little bubble screen. We'll definitely be using some of that. Flood. Drive. Look at all this. Look what your halfback's doing. He's blocking for it. It's what I want out of this playbook. Corners, definitely. And I think we went through all that. So there's a lot of plays in that formation alone. Like maybe 24 total. And of course, we got a bunch out of gun spread. Now the rest of these has a bunch of other stuff. I'm not going to go through them all. We're going to spend the most of our time, again, from this formation, and I may go under center. I'm just not really sure yet. But I may try to use gun bunch and maybe gun tight for if I want to put in those tight ends, maybe to help block for me. Ace normal puts those tight ends right there. So we'll just see what happens. It should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to really dive into this thing. To start fresh, want to do something a little different. Going to go with 07. See if we can get something going there. And it's just going to be a whole lot of fun. I hope you're excited as I am. All right, guys. Oh, let's actually back out of here before we do that. We got to scout a little bit for our first opponent. Let's do that. I think I already forgot who we're playing first. Florida Atlantic, maybe. We'll go check our schedule. You go to preseason options. So we got Florida Atlantic first. So we go here. We're going to back out. We're going to go to play week. Florida Atlantic. We got a little bit more talent than they do, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. Now, we'll go ahead and say this. People are going to ask me about my sliders and whatnot. I kept my sliders from the last time I played 07. If anybody remembers my MTSU Dynasty from, 2-3 years ago? I had to go back and look and see what they were. So, for, the offense, I got pass blocking at 70%. A lot of that is due to jump to snap, but I also have it set up for the CPU. Now notice the CPU's got higher sliders on offense than I do. So they got a little bit of advantage there. You go to defense. I knocked down tackling. I think I was helping out the CPU offense there, but you look at the CPU defense, they are 50% across the board. And when it comes to special teams, I don't really remember how well these kickers react and play in this game. We'll find that out over in time. And the only other thing I'd really change was the penalties. I put these all the way up to 70. That's how I had it in 06, just so we could see more of this stuff. Now, I do got unsportsmanlike conduct on 20%, just so we can see more fancy touchdowns and whatnot. But I think that's all I really need to show you. Of course, gameplay, Heisman. I'm going to keep it at 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure I liked it at 5. I don't remember ever having to go up to 6 for any reason whatsoever. We'll just see how all that shakes out. I'm going to back out of here. And that is it. I think I'm done. Again, I hope you're excited to start a new dynasty. Hopefully we won't have any issues on the back end. I don't think we will. This is a vanilla game. It's just as raw as it gets. And it just should be a whole lot of fun. And I can't wait to take on the Owls. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.